I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did.
Hello and welcome to Katie Rebel Show. Today I'll be having a discussion with a guest on this show, Mrs. Jasmine Painter, whether it is appropriate for a woman to have a male relationship, or should women keep to women as friends, and also as a lady, if you have male friends that's having a platonic relationship, not intimate, if you get married, do you have to quit your friends because you're married now and you should just keep to only female friends, or you can still keep your friends as casual friends or as family friends, provided your husband is happy with it and you don't keep anything secret from your husband? That's what we're going to talk about today. So I'll be inviting my guest onto this show, Mrs. Jasmine Painter. I promised you I'm going to bring this woman back. The only woman I know who have traveled 50 countries in this world. Wow. All her journey of traveling around the world, she must have met men and women, boys and girls. So I want to hear from her today what she thinks. Don't go away. Mrs. Painter, welcome to this show. I promise you I'm going to bring her back. This woman is full with wealth of information. So enjoy her. Okay? Good. Today we'll be talking about relationship. And this is a genius in relationship as well. And also, because with life experience, I've had issues where people want you to tell us today whether, as a lady, is it right for me to have a friend, a male friend, or as a married woman, if I had friends as a single girl, or should I quit all my friends, even my schoolmates, my colleagues? I couldn't call them again. I can't call my friends because I'm married. Or do you think even as a married woman, you cannot meet anybody, you cannot keep numbers of your colleagues, ex-colleagues, family friends, you can't keep friends, male friends? Or should we just keep female friends as women? Because I'm married now for 12 years now, going to 13 years. And I have my own opinion, I feel comfortable relating with guys. I relate with men, with boys. In my school, the people in my school that I still relate with today, my classmates I relate closely with, are my male friends, my male colleagues at school. They are the ones that still contact me. Because I feel comfortable. I feel that men don't jealous you. I feel more comfortable relating to them. When I have challenges and I talk to my male friends, they call me back and say, how are you doing? But when you talk to your female friends about challenges, majority of the time, you lose that friendship. So, as a woman, I don't believe that I have to keep just female friends. But I want to hear from you your own opinion today, Mrs. Painter.
Yes, it's a very good subject that we're going to talk about, relationship, especially having men relationship as a woman. Personally myself, I think at the moment I'm having more men friends.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like as a single lady, in fact I was divorced 12 years ago, I'm a single lady, and I have, not intentionally or whatever, but it just happened that most of my friends, when I say friend, I mean good friends. Friends that I can rely on, I can call, I can, in good time and bad times. When there's something going on, I want to download, I want to open up to, and I know they won't judge me. That's another thing, is being judgmental. Mm-hmm. And I can rely on them, and I can feel confident because it's about respect, It's you respect me, I respect you, and then the trust comes. This is how relationship is, how we build relationship. It doesn't matter with men or women, but we are talking on the subject of having, if it's okay to have men relationship. In fact, having men relationship is a very healthy thing, because it's like men, if we only stand, it's like being in a society mixing with the same people, or people having men's friend, it opens you up. That's why relationship becomes more healthy, if you're married or not married, because it's like, and the men has different perspective on life, They see things in different angle. For me, I'm talking again on my personal experience that doesn't judge you and takes you for what you come. And the issue about not having, it's not okay to have man relationship. Who said it's not okay to have man relationship?
Here we go again, Mrs. Spencer. As you've just said, you've divorced. Now, do you know where I come from, which is Africa, in Nigeria? Most of the time, people think that if you're divorced, it's because you wayward, you are not a good woman, and why must a married woman hang around a single woman? That is a prejudice. They believe that for a single woman, you shouldn't have anything to do with a married woman. That's another thing. The issue today is whether a married woman can have a male friend. When I say male friend, not intimate relationship, not I have my husband and I go with a man to a party or go for a dinner. That's not even what I'm talking about. Having a male friend that this is a friend, you can call to say, oh, this is this. Can you do that for me, please, if you have time? Or, how you doing? How is your family? You're not hiding anything. You can call your number. My phone, like for me, my husband can answer my call. I can answer his call. We don't have anything to hide. My husband knows the password to my email, all my emails. If he forgets, he asks me again. I don't have anything to hide. If I have a text message on my phone, my husband doesn't monitor my phone because there's nothing to hide on my phone. He knows all my friends. In fact, my schoolmates, he knows them. When I was in school, I didn't date them. So why will I date them now that I'm married with 4 kids? That's the surprising thing about people. Though I feel it's people's mentality, Mrs. Painter. It's what people think in their head. And I feel that it's good to have opposites, sex relationship. But I must tell you, from my experience with women and what I've heard so far and their attitude, I not think that really it's not something for everyone. Having relationship of the opposite sex, I think, is for those who have good self-control of themselves.
I think you've really touched on it now.
Yeah, Mrs. Painter.
Self-control.
Yeah, because if you are loose and you're having a male friend, because somebody have good self-control of them and they're having a male friend, know that nothing is going behind the curtain, and someone else out there who have, don't have self-control of themselves and looking, what is going on there? Do you mean these people just have a chat just for a chat?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I believe again it's the values that you have for yourself. Because if you have this value for yourself, you know yourself, your presentation in life, in society, in whatever. And to me, it's very healthy. Again, talking for myself, I believe it's very healthy to have a man, and it's all to do with your mind. Because your mind, I look at myself as a single lady. I have a lot of negative, negative feedbacks or negative remarks said about me. Like, I said to a friend one day, for example, oh, I met this really lovely guy. He's like a really lovely guy. He has like good attitude and whatever. The first thing she said to me, guess what she said to me?
What did she say?
Are you having an affair?
Everything.
And it's kind of like, it didn't even cross my mind.
Oh.
I was just, just being...
And since you divorced, Mrs. Spencer, have you had a relationship? An intimate relationship?
I had a friend, I would say 10 years ago, but is kind of like, I thought it was something that I was compatible. Then the person didn't really get along because he was not a truthful person or whatever, and that was it. But I'm really happy.
So all
being
these
single.
years, you just left yourself like that?
Yes, yeah.
No male partner?
And you're touching a very good subject, because a lot of people, I have people who has tell me in the past, when they tell me, what is a woman like you? You're still attractive, you're intelligent, you have like happy confidence, it doesn't look right that you are single, you know. Then he said, some people even tell me, I don't believe you, you know, that you are living double life, you know. All this comment made about me, the pressure that people put on each other, on society, which I think is very, it's not right,
It's
really.
not healthy.
It's not healthy at all, of putting pressure on people.
Oh my God.
And again, it's all to do the mind. Your mind can be clean, or your mind can be dirty.
Because I've seen women who are single, it's not because they want to be single, but it's because it didn't work out well for them. They have tried everything. And one said to me, I said to her, can we talk about this thing so you can, you know, go back to your husband? She said to me that her life was at stake in that relationship. So me telling her about that is a forgotten issue. When I meet people who say they have divorced, there's another day I met a guy with kids and I said, how is your wife? How is your family? He said, no, they are no more together. And when I said, watch my show and I would like to talk to you so you can do something to come back to your wife, he said to me, the wife never had any good intention of good relationship with him. That for the period he has suffered, I think that is it. And I'm like, what? So for me to be married today, I won't say because I'm the best. One thing I don't do, I don't stigmatize people. Prejudice is so common in Africa, especially Nigerians. They know how to stigmatize people. Oh, this one is single. Oh, how can a single woman have anything to do? It's not about the single and the married that make people who they are. It's what they have in their brain. Because in my journey to Europe, I must say to you, I've met so many women that don't have anything upstairs and they can get along with me. Because I met a lady before, we had to live in the same house. I felt, this woman, we can actually have time. Take the kids to the park where we have free time. But she calls me, telling me things about her friend, putting her friends down. I don't have time to gossip. The thing that takes me away from people quickly is when you are gossip, I cut you off.
Because gossip obviously is negativity.
It's low self-esteem
Low
already.
self-esteem.
Why would I be doing with you? But I don't like to just cut people off. I try to bring her off that, to turn that into, but some people are very difficult
because
to change.
People can only change. I believe people can only change if they want to.
Exactly.
You have to want anything. If it's for a relationship, for business, for whatever it is, but you have to be wanted.
Exactly.
And when you want it, you will go all the way to get what you want. And you have to know also, why do you want the change?
Exactly. Because for me, having a male relationship, I've never regretted knowing my male friends, my schoolmates. I actually told my husband that I'm really looking forward to meeting my schoolmates again. Those we read were in the same department, microbiology in Nigeria, that I still get in touch with on Facebook and on LinkedIn. I'm actually looking forward to meeting them in Nigeria, and even some of the female one in Asaba, she can come over. We have a dinner. I'm thinking forward that we'll have a dinner together, and if their wife would be happy to come, let them come. Let's just sit down and just reflect back.
How else is that?
Yeah.
To be able. Again, I think people miss out on a lot by restricting themselves or by stopping their growth, because let's go back to men again. Men relationship or men is like, men has different way, whatever it is, I believe it's the truth that men has a way of thinking, but I believe that men is less complicated, to be honest with you.
I think so as well. Having to relate with them,
Yeah, men is less
And
complicated.
they're more straightforward.
Yes, they will tell you, they will finish. If you go for a drink or if you go for whatever it is you meet, and they will say goodbye, you go the other way. But women will, they seems to have these things about wanted to make, causing confusion, causing chaos, causing drama and bitchiness. It's, again, some women will be basically not agree, but this is not about agree and not agree. It's the fact, and it's a chance for us to look at ourselves, what's happening. If you have this kind of mindset, and maybe it's a chance for you to reflect.
I'm telling you.
It's very healthy.
Because for my kids now, I'm not bringing my boys up to just have male friends alone. They should be able to chat with their colleagues at school as well, their schoolmates in school. My kids that are girls, I don't expect them to just have all the girlfriends. I expect them to know how to relate with boys. So if you know how to relate with boys, you know your boundaries, you know how to relate with a boy with, on a platonic level. If you are talking about intimacy, like recently, surprising to you, I got a phone call one day. My phone rang and went off. And the person called me again and said to me, "Stop calling my husband, leave my husband alone." I'm like, what is this? Who is your husband in the first place? What do you think on earth I'll be doing with your husband? We came from the same place, from Urobo, we speak the same, we feel that we are one. And if we have not seen maybe for a couple of weeks, he calls and says, "How is the children? How are the children? How is your husband? How are you doing? How is job hunting?" Because we all both went to school in Dublin, in Ireland. They were in the Galway, but we have lived in Clifton together.
So
and
you have an history together.
Yeah, my husband even introduced him to me. And saying, "Come and see your brother." And that is how we started relating. But the wife, because she has low self-esteem of herself, she didn't go to school back home. And she came to Ireland, she refused to go to school. One of those women that think, "Oh, there's no point for change, we're okay like this." And when you see someone who is civilized, who is exposed, who sees things differently, instead of you to sit back and watch. Because if you have an intimate relationship with someone, it's different from when you have a platonic relationship.
Because it's always when you engage, or when you engage with other people, you connect with other people, it's a platform for opening up, for expansion,
Exactly.
for growth.
And do you know what I actually thought about? I sat down and actually said, this woman doesn't even have a relationship with her husband. Because if she had a good relationship, even a relationship at all with her husband, she should be able to differentiate a friend on a platonic level from an intimate relationship. Her husband, the last time we met was in Clifton. That was in 2009. That's the last time we met. The last time we met again after that was when they invited us for her wedding, their wedding. My husband and my kids, we went for their wedding. We all together in the wedding hall. We finished, my husband and my family, we went back home. That's the second time we met after we left Clifton. Then one day they both came to Dublin to see us, to visit, for dinner. They said they've been saying they'll come and see us one day. They never came, and they came. Another time I've met them again, they were together again. It was on my 40th birthday. Can you imagine this? If I'm dating your husband, why will I not have something to do? Where will I date him from? Is he on the phone? Can I not go somewhere with him before I would date him? And I felt really, really insulted. Honestly, in my journey in Europe, the Bible says that humility, that God will, we exalt you when you humble yourself. But in my journey in Europe, my humility has actually brought me insult. I have to be honest with you. People who would ordinarily not even, be able to face you, to talk to you when you're back home in Nigeria. Because we come to Europe, and as they say, they will say that Europe is a leveler. So people who are supposed to be looking after your kids, being your minder back home in Nigeria, doing the washing for you, they came here and now they can live in 3-bedroom, and they can, think that you are at the same level, and they can talk to you anyhow. I really felt, excuse me, don't be offended if you're watching this show, I'm not trying to put you down, but I actually felt, how is it possible? Have you watched an African movie before called the guys call Aki and Popo?
No, I haven't. The
okay,
only
Mrs.
African movie
Painter.
I watched.
The way I felt is like accusing Will Smith's wife of dating Aki and Popo. That's what I felt. There's a guy in the, this guy's very nice guys that watch, play African movies. That movie stars, on the short side. You know them?
Yes.
Okay. They're very good in their movies. But it's just like Will Smith, wife, being accused of dating, Aki and Popo. That's what I feel. Because I see my husband as a professional, as a man who I really love, is everything. I don't even admire any man in the first place. There's nothing I see in any man that that, you know, I can compare to my husband. We can have our challenges, you know, issues with your husband,
Which is normal
which
in
is
a
normal, and you
relationship.
resolve it. But I've never seen, there's nobody in my skin color or on earth that I've seen that actually say, oh, if not my husband, is this man. No way.
Yeah. But
You
Kate,
see.
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to open this more.
Okay.
And what do you think is going on there? You know, when women are started accusing a friend of being intimate with the husband, which is a fabrication, obviously.
Yeah.
What that makes you think about? For me, what I see is that person is very insecure, obviously.
Not just insecure, I actually felt that, you know, for that particular lady, most women that do that they don't even have a good relationship with their partner.
And
And
the
if
trust.
they have a problem going on in their relationship, you know, actually, but instead of resolving their problem, sitting down as couples and say, here, we've got a problem here, we are not in a relationship, we are not friends, so let's resolve it. But rather, they're pushing the blame to someone else. When I have problem in my own marriage, I don't push it to someone else. I sit down and I resolve it, because the Bible said that a good woman will build a home.
Yeah, because basically, to me, it looks like this woman is in denial. She has a problem, because
I know.
if she's moving the thing on you or moving on somebody else, it shows you, as you said earlier on, that the relationship is not healthy.
There's not at all. There's even none.
Because there's no trust.
My
Because
goodness.
if you don't have a trust,
Exactly.
you don't have respect for each other.
Exactly.
So basically, you don't have a relationship.
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of like, it's become more like a mind game.
You know what, Jasmine? What I found in most marriages is they started the relationship for the wrong reasons in the first place. So when you marry a man or you marry a woman, you know, because of your, you know, self-interest, because I've seen people get married because they want to travel abroad,
Yeah.
because they want to get this. I didn't marry my husband because of any material reason.
But also,
You know.
I know people that has married each other on physical, you know,
Yeah.
because I believe we are complete by having in the relationship to be healthy.
Exactly.
You have to have the physical, which is
Exactly.
normal,
Exactly.
and then you have emotional. It's like your body,
Exactly.
your mind,
yeah,
and your
exactly.
soul. You know,
Exactly.
but you can't take one and leave
leave
the
the
other
other.
two.
Exactly.
You know, for it to complete, for you to have a healthy relationship,
Yeah.
you need to have this bond. You can't all relationship that started with physical doesn't go very far. It doesn't work. It fails. You know, because the reason I'm saying that,
Yeah.
I believe this is how my relationship started. You know, when it was like a physical. But then when I started developing myself, I go through life, I go through the thing, and I realize more I grow, more I got wisdom, more I started understanding the real fact of life, how relationships should work. This is for me, I realized, you know, my relationship was based on physical. So it's like, in fact, I'm a kind of thing that I went for nearly 30 years. You know?
But that really amazed me, Mrs.
You
Spencer.
know?
I never knew in my life that a marriage of 20 years, 30 years can still lead to divorce.
Yeah. But
Because I thought in the first 10 years, if you can, you know, overcome the first 10 years of your marriage, then your marriage is going to stay.
Not really. It's how you look at it. Because for me, for example, obviously, always talking about my own experience is, I was interviewed with a Radio Africa that empower women. Okay. And the lady asked me a very key questions that make me thought more about what the relationship meaning is and what's happened, and make me see the bigger picture of where I did right, where was wrong, what was happening. Because I've now, since that interview, I've been looking at a bigger picture. So she asked me a key question. From the time you decided, you know, that the relationship was not healthy or was not like you know, that relationship that you were looking for or whatever, how long did it take you from the time you decided, you see, you feel it, and the time you left? You know, I take a little bit of time to think about that one because she put me on the spot, you know, to make me think about that. Did you know I take 10 years? 10 years.
Because it's good for you to work on it,
Yeah,
you know.
10 years
you have to work
before
on it.
when I knew
You don't just pack.
that
Marriage
it was
is
a
not
problem.
marriage is not something. It's not child's play. It's not something you just say. Oh, it's not a shop.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to shop again. I just want to go. No, you have to build. You have to take time to work on it because God wants you to be together. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like, but then there will be a time. It doesn't matter how many years you've got married, to be honest with you. Because I know a lot of people. In fact, I know somebody now who's going through a divorce. You know how long they've been married? 45 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I met the man last week and he was telling me.
At that age.
Yes.
That's when they need themselves more. Mrs.
Exactly,
Spencer.
exactly.
Please, could you tell them to stop? What?
You know, it's kind. I have talked to the men, but a
Gosh.
lot of the time, instead of people living in misery,
Yeah.
you know, there are times that you have to put an end to something.
Wow.
You
Not
know?
at that age when you need
Yeah.
to be picking, you know, your grey hair for each other.
Yeah,
Need
but-
somebody to cuddle.
Yeah,
To lean on.
in theory,
Oh my God.
it is. But what's happened?
Yeah.
It's a subject that we can go on for a long time.
Wow. 45 years of marriage, divorce. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
You that's in your marriage and your marriage is working well for you. Don't use your own hand to destroy it. Don't point at fingers at innocent people that they are the one coming to spoil your marriage. Work on your marriage if you love to be married and build on it. Marriage is not for child's play. You can see Mrs. Spencer here, who has been married for 30 good years and how the marriage have ended. And she's also telling me of a family who have been married, of couples who have been married for 45 years who are going through divorce. What does that tell you? It tells you that you are not a genius in it. We all have to work at it. But don't use your own hand to destroy by pointing fingers to innocent people. Do you know what, Mrs. Spencer? On my 4th year, there's this portrait. If you come to my house, any day in Dublin, you will see the portrait my family has is beautiful. Anybody that walk into that house, the first thing they do, they stand and actually spend some time to admire the photo. You cannot come to my place and don't see that picture. It's something that you must spend time to look at. It took me time to talk to the photographer, how to do it, how to get that design, you know, how to do it that way. And he said, no, it can't be possible. I said, it can. I know, Joe, you can do it. And he went ahead and did it. Do you know what I got from that? The wife saw that portrait. Instead of saying, my husband, this portrait you did for this woman is beautiful. Can you do one for me? Do you know what the wife said to him? He said, why didn't you do this kind of portrait for me? Why are you doing it for this woman? The next thing, he accused the husband that he's dating me.
The wife.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, the wife has a big problem, really.
You see people.
You know, it's like...
Because Kate is classy, pretty, and good looking, I'm not for your husband, please. Because they believe that once you're married, you have kids, you should not look after yourself. No way. God keep me alive in my 50s, my 60s, my 70s, and my 80s, until God call me, I'm going to look good for my husband. So, if your husband's eyes is out there for a woman, it's not for my type. Because that's why I love myself. I love everywhere I've stayed, they know me. If you go to the town where I grew up, you cannot see one man that will say, oh, I dated this girl before. Never. If you go to the university, the secondary school I attended, which is Abraka Grammar School, you cannot see one guy in my secondary school that say, oh, I dated her. Don't even talk about primary school, but primary school I don't even know anything. Secondary school I never even had a relationship with a man. If you go to the university, which is Delta State University I attended, and UCD Dublin I attended after I got married, in my university in Nigeria, you will now see one of my schoolmates that will say, oh, I dated this girl in the past. Listen, that doesn't stop me from having male friends. I had male friends. But there was nothing intimate because I felt these are my schoolmates. It ends there. Do you understand?
Yeah, because what is it with you? What is it? The example from that is, again, we're going back. It's about you are very sure about your values.
I'm telling you,
You know?
Jasmine, this thing is really, really. When I was single, nobody in my life has ever accused me of dating their partner or their husband. I've always had friends, women that are married, single.
It's about self-control.
Yeah, exactly. They never. I even had these couples as friends who they didn't even have a child. The wife never thought, my sister and I, who was coming around them, because the husband is from my side as well, the same thing with, just as I'm doing brother with this guy as well. That's how we took the man as an uncle. The man never attempted to say anything stupid to us because it's how you carry yourself. That is why I tell people I respect guys because they are so intelligent. No wonder the men are ruling the world.
Yeah, it's kind of...
But the women that are so intelligent, instead of us to support them, we are pulling them down. Look at Hillary Clinton, for instance. Do you know women like ourselves, didn't vote her as a president because they felt what? Jealous? Too powerful? They made her look like, what are we doing to ourselves? Why are you pulling people down? Because you don't do something doesn't mean someone else is doing it. You shouldn't do it. Because you don't have a certain lifestyle, you don't have a certain belief, doesn't mean someone else have to live like you. I cannot live my life just relating to only women. Not even in the world where you have women who are less intelligent. Do you know, in my journey in Europe, I can count how many intelligent women that I've met. There are not too many. Because the way they talk, it's not about makeup, it's not about beauty, it's not about fashion. When you open your mouth to speak, then I know whether this woman can come along with me.
And your presentation.
No, when they even open their mouth.
Open the mouth is part of the presentation.
Exactly. Because when you talk so backward or so, you don't have a future.
It's about your mindset.
You don't have a vision. You have a very small reasoning. So when somebody thinks out of the box, you feel frightened. You feel, oh, this one is insecure. I don't know. I don't know. I cannot pamper you to have your confidence. You have to decide whether you want to build your self-esteem. Really. Yeah. Time has passed where I used to do that.
But for me, I'm not going to change because it's like, I know it's like my friendship, my friend. Friend means friend.
Exactly.
It stay like that, It doesn't go any further than that. But these are those people, it's about trust.
Exactly.
That I will trust. I have something going on, a little problem, and I wanted somebody to talk to. I will pick up the phone and call that person, which is a man friend, and he will never judge me. He will kind of like, in fact,
But another thing I like about men's relationship, just me. The thing is that you are the one that's in control. So that's why when I see women say, the man, I didn't want a relationship, the man forced me into it, I don't believe that.
I don't believe any forcing.
I don't believe that.
Everybody has choice and self-control of yourself.
Because these men that I'm talking to that I know as friends, they've never asked me, say, how far can we go to this hotel? Can we do this together? Can we do all these bad things? No way. Because they know you.
And respect
They
you.
respect you. It's how you position yourself. It's the kind of body language that you pass across to the men. That's, what they will respond to. Yeah. So when you have them as friends and they know that is where it ends, they will respect that.
Yeah.
But if you are a loose woman and you want to, befriend guys, then
for a different reason.
That is your own cup of tea. Hello, we'll be going on a short break briefly. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Thank you. We're back from break, and we're just going to throw more light on the issue we've been talking about, whether it is, wise or is right from your own perspective for a woman, a married woman, to have a male friend or a colleague or where you can say hello to your friend, or should you stick to just women as friends? That's what we're talking about today, Mrs. Spencer.
Yeah.
Just as I said earlier before we went, I'm comfortable having a male friend. I relate to men, and I don't have any problem with that, because they respect our relationship on that level. Men are so intelligent, they are smart, they are not stupid. So when people, like I said earlier, when some women come around and say, oh, no, the man lured me to this, the man forced me. No, I don't believe that, because I have known men now for so many years that don't have anything to do intimately, and they have never opened their mouth to say anything otherwise. So I know that they are smart, and they know who you are, they watch you, they read your body language. It's how you want the relationship, that is how it flows. If you are the type of woman that is loose, and you're going around men pretending that, oh, I don't want, but you rub them with your body, give them different, signals, then you want it, isn't it? Then they want it. Well, I don't know. For when you say hello to someone on the phone and you get harassed, oh, why did you call this? And this same woman, I see her as a sister as well. We relate as well. But because of this low self-esteem, she wouldn't call you. And as a principle I have, Jasmine, if I call you, after a while, I have to stop if you don't return my calls, if you don't call me. Because I believe everybody is busy. Everybody has something to do. The thing is that you choose who to call. But the husband is the type. I actually thought the wife was like my husband, who is not good with making calls. And the husband was like myself, who can touch,
You
relate to people with friends, to call, because my husband is bad with phones. Hardly call people. He can only call his wife, unfortunately. So that's what I thought, but I didn't know she had issues with me calling the husband.
But I think what you're talking about is really issue, and to me it's a very deep, very big issue. Maybe it's more than what it is, and using this as a way of of denial, because it sounds as if when people are insecure in their relationship and they are denial if they have problem, they must have problem. To me it sounds as if the person needs help.
Exactly.
It needs help in solving and sorting out what kind of relationship is she in a relationship or not. Because the behavior is not telling me so. It's kind of like to me it looks as if that the person needs to have a very good look at herself, and then to see where she is with the relationship and a communication. And a communication. Do you know the statistics of the latest statistics is why couples separated or divorced is not having proper effective communication.
Of course.
And the second one is not knowing what the other person is, or not understanding the other person, and not knowing what they want.
Exactly, that's respecting people's boundaries.
Yeah, until you sort this out, you don't really have a proper relationship.
I'm telling you.
That's the way of what I see.
But again, Mrs. Spencer, you can only help someone who actually acknowledge that they have a problem.
Exactly. She had recognized, the person has to recognize it is a problem.
You see, because instead of her sitting back and saying, oh, we have a problem here, sit her husband down, like, we have a problem here, how can we resolve this problem? We are not really, having a good relationship here. Come on. But people don't want to face reality, Before I did my video on marriage is to be enjoyed and not endured, I did that for my own self as well, before I had to tell people to do it. Because there are certain times in marriage, you see things going, the other way, you just think, oh, it's part of life, it's part of marriage. No, you have to enjoy it.
Yeah, because also any problem you have, if you go to the root of it,
yes,
you will never, it will go on and it will get worse. and and you are not communicating, you are not looking of what's right.
You should go to the root,
yeah,
or if you don't go to the root.
you need to go to the root
Yes,
of the
yeah,
problem. You need to flush it out.
Exactly. Not sweeping it under the table.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is the way your relationship will be healthier, because it's about trust. Trust. When you trust, it's respect.
Exactly.
It's about respecting each other. Going and do something like that is very silly thinking.
Gosh.
Because you're disrespecting your husband too, because you don't trust him.
I know.
You know.
And even if the husband was the type that was going after women, do you know, I'm that kind of person that would tell the man, you can't do that. You are married. You can't do that. Do you understand? I will even stop him not to do it. I cannot be a friend to a man who is loose, because if I have a friend who doesn't respect the wife, or doesn't, except I don't know, I will stop that man from doing that. You know?
It's like,
and they will listen to you.
Yeah, because if you're a good friend, the person will listen to you. But again, we were talking about if it's okay to have a man as a friend.
Yeah.
For me, it's very okay, because I've gone on that journey, and having that experience, really enjoyed the company of a friend. A friend means friend. More than that.
I had an experience. See, the ladies the women that they say you should be keeping as friends. Let me tell you an incident of a lady that I knew in Dublin. That thing was shocking. I met this lady in Dublin. If she have her car broken down, she calls me if I could help to take her kids to school, and I would take her children to school. If she have issues with her in-laws, they're having stress, she calls me, she complains, I calm her down, I counsel her, make her comfortable. She'll say, thank you, Kate. I invite her for church programs. I go and pick her up, take her to church programs and all that. And the last time we met was when I took my children to the park, and I saw her and her kids. And we just had ice cream together with the children. And that was the last time I met her before she moved down to Manchester. So one of this trip, I went to Dublin. And we were trying to get goat meat for Christmas. We my mom, we grew up doing goat pepper soup on Christmas Day. So it has become a tradition for us. So even in Europe, if we can get goat meat, we like to make pepper soup, So we got this number from a friend that this guy does goat meat. And we tried to call the number. He wasn't picking. So I decided to send a text. And I put my name, Kate and Chidi. So the person could reply, guess what? Yes, ma'am. That same lady who we met at the park, we shared ice cream. I shared ice cream with the kids, my kids together, who moved to Manchester, was the one responding to me, my text, on this man's number. I'm telling you, and guess what the response is? Oh, are you still in Ireland? I thought you should be in UK by now. Are you still in Ireland eating goat meat? I think you should be in Ireland now. Anyway, I'm no more in Dublin as a threat to you. Oh my goodness. I'm like, what is this? And I felt this text is a wrong text, because this person, and he put her name, I said, this person that I know, I don't have any problem with her. She's not even in the capacity of someone that would be a threat to my housemaid or myself when I was in Lagos It's not pride, but I know who I am. The fact that I bring myself to people's level, because I can relate to anyone, whether high, low, average, I can flow, but it doesn't stop me from knowing who I am. Just I tell people, if people humble themselves, I have people that I know who are on top there, who humble themselves and bring themselves to my level. I don't insult it. I don't take advantage of that. I don't wake up and say, oh, because they respect themselves, because they bring themselves to my level, I want to, rub shoulder with them or bring them down. Never. I know that these people are just, filled with humility. I'm not in their category. I'm not in their class. But because they are humble, I respect them for that. But I know that I have something that is going for me, which is positive, so I can relate with them without being, without being rejected. You understand what I mean? But that doesn't mean I'm in their class. But this woman, because I brought myself to her level and she's insulting me, telling me all those rubbish. And when I responded that, oh, this is Chidera's mom, because I felt it was the wrong text to the wrong person. I said, this is Chidera's mom, Oluchi, this is me. And she said, who cares? And my husband was shocked. My husband said, what is wrong with these people? That is the issue here. If you come to England, you see, somebody Caucasian telling you that they need counseling, they're having some mental derailment. But do you know what? Actually, those people, Caucasian, telling me they need a counseling, they are this, they are that. They are well coherent and well behaved than many Nigerian women that I've come across, like that one that sent me that text. Because I think she's a psychiatric patient and she needs counseling. But how can people be mentally ill, and they are not receiving treatment?
That's a very good question.
Because she's mental, because I never had a problem with her. I never had an issue with her. The only thing I can remember of that woman is me picking her to church programs, me taking her kids to school when she had a car breakdown, helping her, counseling her. When she calls me, she's trouble with her in-laws, I calm her down, tell her positive things, not to worry about that, just relax, do your best, be kind to them as you can, and when you think you have to keep your distance in peace. And she will tell me, thank you, you're right. And the next thing, look at the kind of text she's sending to me. So how will I survive making friends with such kind of people?
Yeah.
And she's not just the only one I've come across in this journey that behaves like that. I've seen women are the only, sex of human beings I've come across that will keep mileage with you without a quarrel. They pick up a quarrel from nothing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's why I think it's safe anyway. Not safe. Safe probably is not the correct word. But it's for me it's very important to have friends, like I do. I have women's friends, but I seem to have a lot of very good men's friends that I can relate to. I can have support, be confidential, non-judgmental, and they're there for you in good health.
That is the word. Do you know what? I have a friend in America. We've been friends in Nigeria. She relocated to America. And when I was in Lagos, I do go to her parents, spend time with them, just give them some things, gift, because she was a close friend. And one day, she called me and she was asking about my parents and all that. And then my father just passed on. And I said to her that my dad, actually passed on. We're just, waiting for the burial and all that. Can you imagine? Guess. That was the last time she spoke to me.
Interesting, That's
the last time the relationship ended.
Yeah,
because she probably thinking, oh, she lost her dad now, this time for expenses. There's no point contacting this woman. She called me another day. She didn't speak to me. We finished the burial and everything. One day she called me and said to me, her younger sister is getting married. So she's telling me, about her younger sister's married and all that. And she was now asking me again, how am I? I said, I told you because my dad passed on, I told you. She said, no, you didn't tell me. You only said to me that your dad was in hospital. And I said, no, Tina, there's no way I would have told you my dad was in hospital, because I never knew when he was in hospital. It was a brief illness. He was taken to hospital and he died shortly after that. So the only thing I heard was he was late. It's passed on. So there's no way I would have told you that. But I didn't take offense. But that was it.
Yeah.
And that's the same person. When she went to America, lonely and everything, I would call her every time to make sure she's okay. My husband would be on the phone, talking to her, advising her how to go about things, how to get herself settled, situated in America. We supported her. We didn't give her financial support, but we're there for her at all times.
Yeah, but support is not always being financial.
No, but I'm just telling you now, that's another woman now. So if those are the only kind of people you have as friends, then how would you survive that?
Yeah.
But I cannot count any of my male friends or colleagues that I've called and said this to them, and that's the last time they will call me. They will always call back and say, oh, how are you doing now? How did this go? How did that go? That's why I talked about late Michael Dunuga as well. he was a friend. He was a good friend. When my kids were sick, when he called me, I told him about my kids. He said to me, "Oh, what are they now doing? How are they going to the hospital? How are they doing now? You know, are they sick?" You know, he was asking me if they had any. I said, "No, this is the situation," and he was supportive. And when he passed on, my husband knew that I actually felt it, that he died, because you know, a friend is not. To me, is who you are. There's this song which I'm going to, you know, by the grace of God now, I think I'm going to ask the editor to use that song on my video. I don't care about your color. I don't care about where you come from. I don't care about who you are. All I care about is that you love me. When I heard that music, I was driving out the other day and I listened to that music. I said, yes, this is me.
Yeah, in fact, to be honest with you, is what you said is the end of the day, I think it's love, really.
Exactly.
Because if you, how do you call it, you love somebody, you love yourself, basically.
Exactly.
That you won't go into those mischief, or you won't go into those distractions.
Even I was even worried about when Mike died. I was just like, oh, I wish I've met the wife and the kids already, because we were looking forward to that. When my husband would meet him, I would meet the entire family. I would become, you know, family friends. That is how it is with me. I had this friend in America who, you know, Darlington, a pharmacist in America. When I met him, through him, I had to get connection with the wife. And you know, actually, they invited me to come to their house to have my baby. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is amazing.
And when he came to Lagos some time ago and he wanted to go to lodge in a hotel, my husband and I said, no, why are you going to the hotel? We asked him, invited him to our house. And he slept in one of our rooms there. You know, I began to even see him like an in-law, and my husband began to see him as a friend too.
Yeah.
That is how it is. I've met Aaron Mongo, you know, who have relocated, who used to work with United States in America, who have moved back to Nigeria now. I've lost contact with him for a while now. He was a friend as well. He never asked me out one day, but we talk on the phone, we follow up, we talk about what how he was trying to come back to Nigeria, you know, the process he was going with things. My husband knows him as well. Any friend I have, my husband knows them. You know, if any one of you have a boring life, you don't know how to relate with people of opposite sex, it's just, you know, that's just you. You know, if that's how you want to live it, you are happy with yourself, just having female friends, that's good for you.
Yeah.
But for me, with my own life experience, I don't feel comfortable just keeping women as a friend, because I found women not very being sincere. To be honest with you, many women I've come across in this journey, they're not very sincere. I've had friends that have lost because I've had life challenges. The people who will call you. I had a friend, she called me one day and I said to her, I'm in the hospital with my twin daughters. We're on admission. That was the last time she spoke to me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it shows you, it tells you a lot.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So how can you keep those kind of people just as friends? You know, I can't deal with that alone.
Maybe this show,
You know?
this program can make people look
Exactly.
at themselves. It's a time of reflection.
Exactly.
A lot of the time we go through life doing the same thing, the same routine. We don't even analyze. We don't look into
Exactly.
what we're doing. Maybe it's a time of reflection to look as, you know, what quality of life do I want? What, you know?
Exactly.
It's like, you know, do I have to choose if it's a man, I ended up having a man friend, it's okay or not? It's
Maybe
time.
just me. Do you know what I'm thinking in my head? I said probably that's why depression is so common with women. Because if women are treating each other like that, not supporting each other, when your friend calls you, you tell them about a problem, either they turn into a gossip or they cut you off, or they cut you off and you are left alone, you don't have any other friends to talk to. How would you not be depressed?
And it's a mindset, obviously. The mind is the key
Exactly.
to our well-being, you know?
Yes.
I believe this is it, you know, is the key to our well-being, but we need to use our positivity in our life.
Exactly.
But if we go into those little mischief, which is, to me, looks full of mischief and nonsense, and but I myself, I'm going to carry on where I am.
I'm telling
you. My men friends are very important to me. They're there when I need them, in good health and in, you know, whatever situation is, they there for me, they support me,
Exactly.
they don't judge me. And anyway, that's an opportunity of you to look at yourself and see that if the subject has helped you to open yourself up and look at the bigger picture.
Everything is not about man and woman, having anything together, intimacy. No, it's not about that. You can have friends, genuine friends. And when I mean genuine friends, do you know, that reminded me, do you know this lady actually accused me, told my husband, said to my husband that, do you know your wife gave my husband money? This man trying to get a job in Ireland, or how difficult it is for immigrants to get a job when we're in Ireland. And this man went to Canada. His friend invited him to Canada to get, to try to situate, get into working there. And he was there, and he said they are trying to stop their rent in Dublin because he was in his name, and he needed to get back quickly before he get into some, trouble with it. And where is he going to keep his family? And he said that the problem is he is not having enough money on him to get his ticket to come back. And I said to my husband, look, my brother just called, because I call him my brother. I said, my brother just called and said this and that he needed to, come back, but he is short of money. And my husband said to me, that's okay, call his wife, take her account number so I can pay. How much is the money? I could put the money into the wife account to send across to him, or to give him his card detail to use over there. And I got accused for this as well. No, Jasmine, tell me, how do you cope with such women as friends? Just tell me.
Are they friends?
Honestly, fair wear friends. I've had friends.
Yeah.
When the going is good, they are there for you. They are there to be your friends. Thumbs up. Oh, Katie. But when the going is tough, they are not there. So I cannot rely on such people as friends. So just like my friend who brought my car, from London to me here. If tomorrow now he gets married and I buy the husband present and give the wife present, and he'll be like, oh, where did you know this woman from that is buying us stuff? Are you thinking, or do you not think maybe have? That's what I was telling somebody the other day. I said, listen, see what this guy have done for me now. I even told another of our friends that this guy is going to do this thing for me. He said, no. He said, no one is going to do it for you for free. You're going to pay him at least, £200 to do that job. And I said, no, he's going to do it already. He has told me he's going to do it. And he did it for me. If I've told a female friend to do that, I said people that think like you, just me, the kind of women I get along with, I've realized, is women who are truly Christians, women of God, people who have vision, have good self-esteem of themselves, who have a dream, who have where they are going. Those are the kind of women I get along with. I've come to realize that before I try to put myself on everybody's level and try to get along with everyone. But I've really realized that you can't get along with everyone. Because even when you want to come to their level, even want to accept them, embrace them, they are withdrawn because they feel insecure.
To take it.
They are insecure. They cannot stand your guts. They cannot stand your personality. I have no excuse. I have no reason to apologize for that. That is me. That is Katie Rabel. That's my personality. I feel confident of myself. I feel that I have something going for me. It's not about having winning lottery. It's not about having a million in your account, but believing in yourself, and thinking positive about people and trying to add value to people's life and helping people, in every little way you can. It gives me fulfillment. That's me. It doesn't matter whether you are a male, you are a female, you are a child, you are a boy, you are a girl. If I can do anything for you, I'll be so privileged and delighted to do it, I've called my colleague now. Maybe when he come out, I wish he came now. You can join us on this show. So, okay, could you come and pick my car and help me take it back? One voice, he said, yes, there won't be a problem to do that. I know what he said. He said, you are my sister in the Lord. And when we get to heaven, before we get to heaven, we have to help each other here. You see? Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, and that's a true friend.
You see? And he's a male as well.
Yeah.
He's a male colleague where I worked before.
To be honest with you, I don't see the big deal.
No, I won't tell him. I will tell a girlfriend, and the girlfriend will give me 1 million reasons. Even the simplest thing, they'll give you reason, or they don't pick your call again because you ask them. I don't believe in that, really. Even if Jesus come today, in front of Jesus, I will tell Jesus, I cannot deal with only women friends. I have to deal with both men and women, because I don't choose people based on their sex. I choose them based on their character. I was able to get along with the husband because the husband is humble, he appreciates, and I feel he's a good Christian. He's not, because the wife seems to be the one who goes to church more, but from her character, it shows that she's very far from God, and that's what people should realize. Being a Christian is not about how many hours you spend in church.
And how many noise you make.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a good one. But it's actually because the Bible said that by your fruit you shall know them. It's by your character.
Yeah, and your action.
When you don't have compassion, or when people tell you about their problem, you don't care, and you think, I care to Rainbow because your husband is your husband, and if I know your husband, he tells me about a problem, I shouldn't care. Do you know this guy's brother, died in the house? And that was when he contacted me again on Facebook. I was on the internet with my husband, then on Facebook, and we saw his text. Texting that, oh, my sister, see, something terrible have happened in my home. Jasmine, tell me, how on earth will I ignore him? Because his wife said, don't call my husband again. And this man is telling me something terrible happened in his home, and I won't contact him back. I told my husband, look at what my brother is putting there. He said, yes, you can see. He said, let's call him. Yeah. Where's the phone? Let's call him and see what the matter is. He said, call him and see what the matter is. And I called him and he said, the brother passed on. What happened? He said he doesn't know. They just saw his cuffs in the house. He's been trying to reach him. And the person going through that kind of emotional, situation, that kind of,
when a real
I shouldn't call to see how is he doing, how is he getting. So people, I don't know. That's me. Sometimes I actually think that something is wrong with the African root that we have come from. People are just inhuman. I'm telling you. People are so inhuman. And I look back, I say, why are we putting our blame on the white man? I don't think it's the white man's problem where we are today. Because from relating to our people, I begin to realize that there's something really wrong with, with our background, where we have come from, the way we see things. We don't have human feelings. It's about me. And when you are different, they see it as a problem.
I see it as the mindset. I believe your mindset is the one that guides your life.
Exactly.
It's like, I think it's a topic that we can talk forever about.
My goodness.
Because you can go very deep about it. But again, as I said before, I think it's a good time for reflection.
I know.
It's like, I hope the topic has helped you.
I'm telling you.
To understand or to see to see the bigger picture.
Exactly.
Of how, how you're going to look at the subject again, having men's friend as a friend.
Exactly.
Or, it's like...
keep to your female friend.
Keep to your female
Whether
friends.
they are good or bad, just keep to them.
Yeah, but
whether you're getting along or not, just keep to them.
I'm keeping my male friends. That's it.
I have female friends. Not that I don't have good female friends. I do have. But the good female friends I have, because I have good female friends, doesn't stop me from having good male friends as well. Because even the good female friends, it things that you can ask your good male friend, you can't ask the female friend to do it for you. I'm telling you. For my friend to drive 5 hours to take my car and bring it here, the time and everything. Which of my female friends will I ask to do that? Look at you now. The things I've asked you to do for me. Very hard you see a woman a female friend that will go off their way to do that for you. I'm telling you. They feel that, they are free to ask you can do. But when you need them for some... I have needed an information from a friend before. She promised that when I need it, I should come and get it. When I requested for it, it was a different ballgame. Just an information. So imagine that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on there. Selfishness is one of them.
I'm telling you.
But the mindset, I believe the mindset is one of them. Please look at your mindset.
Exactly. So I hope you have listened to this show and actually taken something on board and actually sit back and have a reflection of your life, of your relationship. That day this woman called me, I actually was really, really sad, upset. But actually, there's I listened to Michelle Obama, when she was having a speech on the next generation of women with Oprah Winfrey, and she said, she said, it's not about what people say, it's about what you do. So I just said, let me continue in that positive spirit and continue to do what I'm doing, because that is just blackmail. When people try to pull you down, you should not allow to be pulled down. A friend of mine said to me the other time that actually similar thing happened to her, and the person said to her husband that, oh, your wife is. The husband said, do you know what? Let her do more. I know my wife, okay? Good, thank you so much. I know my wife, okay? I said, look at.
That's a confident man.
I'm telling you, this woman, I know her. She's not that kind of woman. I know that woman in 2003 when I came to Ireland. She was my sister's neighbor. She was here, she was living by herself with her husband. Never see her mess around one day. Neither my sister says she messes around. She's so straight with her relation with her husband. But because she have this friend who is a guy, and the wife, they come to her and the husband, the wife is not the one complaining now in her own situation. It's people around saying, oh, why is the guy helping her? I think they're having an affair. So what they are saying, if the wife was someone who does not trust the husband, then the wife will not stop disturbing the husband, saying, you can't go to this person anymore, don't help this person anymore. And this woman, husband is not around, and she needs those kind of support that the man was giving to her.
That's the time that the person needs
Can you
support.
imagine this? People should grow up, and actually flush your mind. Because your mind is polluted doesn't mean everyone's mind is polluted, isn't it?
Yeah, and enjoy your friend, either it's a man or it's a woman.
Exactly.
Make the most of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I hope you've enjoyed the show, and we're going to end the show. And if you like it, please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment what you think. We want to hear from you. The men watching this show and the women watching this show, we want to hear from you what you think. Whether women should keep to women friends and men should keep to men's friends, or a woman can have male friends and women friends, and the men can have male friends and women friends as well. Okay? Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.